I've walked a mile or two in my lifetime, and I've travelled down some muddy tracks and dry. 'Cause if I wanted to get where I was going, I knew I'd just have to walk that country mile.
The Winfield State League was aimed at taking rugby league to the country and bringing the best of the country talent to the city. Well, in the case of Brett Johnstone, it certainly has succeeded. The North Queensland centre grew up in the tiny town of Boulia on the Queensland Northern Territory border, a town best known for its high temperatures, which makes it irregular on the state's weather maps. From Boulia, his family moved to the Northern Territory, where his father's fence contracting business kept the Johnstones in the real Aussie outback.
A lot of distance to travel, but yeah, it was good fun as a kid, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good to be in the outback. Yeah. Like you learned to drive and everything when there was no one to sort of stop you from getting around in vehicles, and whatever you wanted to do out there, you're pretty free to do it.
After attending boarding school in Charters Towers, where he learnt his football, Brett decided that he'd seen enough of the real bush, and with his family moved literally to the big smoke, Mount Isa, and an apprenticeship with MIM.
Well, I work underground at the moment. It's down on 17 level, and it's a good section actually, because you get to go around a fair bit of the underground mining, whereas a lot of sections you're based on just one level, you don't get around. But with the electrical section I'm in, we get around to a lot of the different mining areas and that, which other guys probably wouldn't see.
Do you have any fears about working underground?
No, it doesn't worry me at all. A lot of guys sort of a bit tense, but once they get down there and get into the environment, I think it's good. Yeah, they're a very safe company to work for, and there's not a real lot of problems down there.
The hard physical work keeps Brett fit, and he would need to be to maintain the rigorous schedule for a Mount Isa-based player in the Winfield State League. A 2,000-kilometre round trip to the coast for home games, as well as the flights to Townsville and then to Brisbane for the North Queensland engagements at Lang Park.
Oh, well, I think it's most footballers' ambition is the headquarters of the Queensland Rugby League, and it's just a big thrill to get down here and play on, such a ground that's been developed and looked after so well.
Do you think city people realise the time and effort that's involved for country footballers in the Winfield State League?
No, not at all, I don't think. A lot of people you talk to say, oh, you travel distances, but they just don't realise how long it really does take, to get to your games. Like you say, a home game, you might have to travel 1,000 kilometres just to get there, and I don't think a lot of people can comprehend that. No.
Is it worth it?
Oh yeah, to play for your like North Queensland. I think every footballer, especially in the country, in their league, that's their ultimate ambition. Yeah.
For 3 reasons, Brett wanted desperately to beat Central Queensland at Lang Park on the weekend. First, to help North Queensland to its first win of the year. Secondly, to make up for a broken jaw that he suffered in the corresponding match 2 years ago. And third, to help his push for a Brisbane contract next season. And much to the Marlins' delight, it turned out to be their day, as they ran away for a 30-8 win.
This is Brad Tassel. Tassel gets his pass away to Ken Robertson. Robertson got around the attempted tackle of David Sweeney. This is going to be a North Queensland try. Brad Tassel goes in to score the try, and good work between the centre three-quarter Brad Tassel and his winger Ken Robertson.
The last couple of seasons, I think the Marlins only notched up a couple of wins, so it was good to have one. Yeah, put a smile on everybody's face, I think.
Yes, it's a long way from Boulia to Lang Park via the Northern Territory and Mount Isa. But for Brett Johnstone and the country players like him, it's worth all the time and trouble just to play on the ground that city players and spectators take for granted.
Now, I can't fly, but I'm telling you, I can run the pants of a kangaroo, but I do. He can't fly, but I'm telling you, we can run the pants of a kangaroo.